You know, running a cafe can be difficult even in the best of times, but during a pandemic, the potential problems can be compounded. But one local cafe is making it work in Durham and is even giving back to the community. Joining us now for a weekly segment providing during the pandemic is Dorian Bolden. He's the president of Beyu Cafe in Durham. Good morning, Dorian. Great to have you back in the program.
Hey, thank you, Ken. That's right, Beyu Cafe, the place you can always come to.
Beyu Cafe. Thank you for the correction.
After 11 years, we still get that, so no worries.
All right, listen, let's first talk about you and your business. How have you been holding up since the pandemic started?
You know, it was rough in the beginning. You know, like every restaurant, you know, we were struggling and it was difficult. But, you know, right now we're actually keeping our head above water. We are close to pre-COVID levels in terms of for staffing. And, you know, we've been able to pivot our business in a way to start giving back, and, you know, it's allowing us to stay afloat.
Yeah, we'll talk about how you're giving back in just a second or two, but what changes have you had to make to adapt to these new uncertain times?
Yeah. So, you know, I get, when you start thinking about the changes we've had to make, a lot of it is really having to just redo our entire business model. You know, some of the changes is, you know, again, focusing more on delivery, trying to find different ways of providing meals. And, you know, we really had to just kind of get creative and think outside of the box. You know, right now we recognize that looking at business pre-COVID, you know, it's just not going to be the same. And so we are having to, you know, really adapt and try to find ways to get food to people as opposed to hoping people will come to us at the restaurant.
Yeah. Now, you know, you've joined in an effort to feed those in your community needing a little extra help. Tell us about that and how you got involved.
Yeah. So, you know, after 10 years, when COVID happened, you just kind of went back to the basics of relationships, which, you know, I think every business is still built on relationship and serving others. And, you know, through relationships, we realized that there was a need to serve meals to those who were facing food insecurity. And as we started doing more research, we recognized that this was a huge problem and a growing problem with COVID, just people not being able to have the daily necessities for living, and, you know, factors such as livable wage and other things. So we've been able to start providing meals to families, working with community partners, our local government here in Durham, who's been wonderful, Duke University, where we're now providing COVID meals. And so we've been able to find different ways to help serve and transition our business based on all of our experience in just a different way.
Well, I know that means so much to all those families that you're assisting. You know, I got to ask you before I let you go, has there been a teachable moment for you as you look back on these last few weeks and months?
Yeah. You know, I say, you know, when you get into business, when you realize that it's all about serving, at the end of the day, you know, money is secondary. And I think as an entrepreneur, it's always, you know, chasing the dream and wanting to grow a big business. And I think for us, we recognize that at the basics is we're serving others, we're uplifting and inspiring our community. And ironically, during COVID, the roughest time, you know, in our history, we've been able to stay afloat. We've been able to bring most of our staff members back in terms of back to pre-COVID staffing levels. We've been able to serve over 90,000 meals, and we've been able to have a vital impact with helping others. So I think going back to the basics of why all of us get into business to serve others, you know, that's really what it was, you know, that's what it's about. And that for me was a teachable moment of, yeah, making sure to focus on what's most important.
Oh, well said. Dorian Bolden with Beyu Cafe in Durham. Thanks for all you do for our community.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks for having me.